Welcome, everybody. It's Gull Khan here, your money mindset expert, and welcome to this week's edition of a weekly live. We are covering today your money mindset. So today we're working on what are we going to identify what your money mindset is, what you're already programmed to. Hi, Anima Lovely. And what are you actually pre-programmed to do? So this is today's topic. I thought that was quite fascinating because I think I've had quite a few questions about it. And I think very few people are actually talking about this. I thought, why not? Let's cover this in detail. So whoever it is, say, hi, Vasila, my lovely. How are you? So I'm going to wait a little bit and let people jump on. And so people who are here, say hello and tell me who you are. And as you can hear, my voice is back to normal. I'm no longer ill. I'm still coughing. I'm getting a tiny bit of cough, but I'm generally been much better now. So I feel so much better, thank God. So I feel good. So tell me how you guys are doing and how have you been the last few weeks? I feel like I've just been out of the game for so long and so away from Facebook for so long. So tell me how you guys are. Tell me. I'm also going to make sure that I'm live on my phone as well. So, I mean, I wonder if I'm good. Hope you're feeling better. I feel much better, much better. There I am. So there I am. Awesome. Hi there. How are you, lovely? Yay! I'm good. I feel so much better. I was ill for about 3 weeks. So it took me ages to get back to normal. But I'm good now. I'm good. All's good. Good. Hey, lovelies. Okay, awesome. So we've got Tracy, we've got Priscilla, we've got Iona. Awesome. Okay, fabulous. Now, I know I didn't create the event like I do normally. I didn't have the time today. And so I don't know how many people will get notifications for this, but I will put this in an announcement so everybody can actually watch today's live because I think it's really worthwhile. I'm also going to keep it short and succinct so that you get the benefit without having to spend an hour with me. And as much as I love talking for an hour, and I'm sure you love listening to me, but we'll keep it. Hi, Time, lovely. How are you? Okay, awesome. So let's get cracking with it. So what are we talking about today? Okay, so just for those of you who need an introduction to who I am, my name is Gull Khan and I am a money mindset expert and I help entrepreneurs like yourselves to break free from limiting beliefs, to reverse your money shame and to blast through your money blocks so that you can live a life of limited abundance. My past clients have manifested anything from $2,000 all the way up to $830,000 within 8 weeks of working with me. And I'm super excited here to be telling you about money mindset. How is it that you are pre-programmed to think in a certain way, to behave in a certain way, and what does it all mean? Okay, so let's get cracking with it. Hi, Natalie, sweetheart, how are you? So let's get cracking with it. I think we've waited long enough. Okay, so let's first work out, and let me tell you, what do I mean by what do I mean by this, your money mindset? What do I mean by it? And why is it so important? So money mindset for me, and I'm going to use layman terms now. Money mindset for me is how you are pre-programmed, not consciously, but programmed from an early age. So remember, most of your programming, your subconscious programming, is done between the ages of 0 to 7. Okay, so your money mindset, your actually programming regarding money has been done for you by your primary caregivers between the ages of 0 to 7. Sometimes it can be, it can be influenced and can be changed slightly your later years by influence that you have in your teenage years, and sometimes with your own personal development, your own way of thinking, a little bit in your early 20s. But majority, I would say 80% of your mindset is actually set in stone kind of thing at the age of 0 to 7. Okay, it's already done. It's done at the age when you are not even aware that this is happening for you. You are not aware that you are taking on these beliefs about how the world works, how money works, how what does money mean, and how does it mean to you, and how do you relate to money? Okay, this is really important to remember, that you have not chosen these beliefs, you have not chosen this life, you have not chosen this ideology. It was given to you, and the only thing you have done is not to question it. You've just gone along with, this is how the world works, this is how things are, this is how things are for you. Okay, and I'm here actually saying to you now, no, wait, stop. This is not how it's meant to be. Things can be different and things should be different. So that's where I'm different. Okay, this is what I mean. So this is what I mean by your money mindset. Your mind has an idea of how money works, what money is, and how it works in regards to you, and that's where you've actually been set kind of like set in stone. Okay. Now, why is it so important? Now, let me tell you this, okay? And then some of you may be thinking, well, this is all well and said, but why is it so important? What difference does it make? Well, let me ask you a question. And I use this example quite often. Apart from the normal, like the runaway successes of J.K. Rowling's and other people. But I'll ask you this question, someone like Oprah Winfrey, okay? So if Oprah Winfrey or Richard Branson or someone else like Sir Alex Ferguson from UK, people like that, okay? People like that, if they who are now billionaires, if those billionaires tomorrow lose all their money, lose all their connections, lose everything, and you're literally stripped of contact, so that they get dropped in a place where they don't know, people don't know who they are, but they have access to the same tools and technology that you and I have, but nobody knows them. They no longer, they no longer have the title of being Sir Richard Branson or Sir Alex, Sir Alan Sugar, or Oprah Winfrey. What do you think they will do? Right? What do you think they will do? So, why, do you think they'll remain poor and painless, or do you think they'll find ways to get back on the top of the game and become rich again? The answer is obviously, okay? And there's people like we would like to refer to, but someone like Donald Trump, he's been bankrupt millions of times, right? But that's another story. But you find these people, money itself is no longer something that they fear about, because they know and they understand the fact that they are the ones responsible for the amount of money they make, and therefore they can make it again. It's the old saying that when a bird's sitting on a branch, okay, a bird with knowledge about itself is not fearful of the branch breaking, because the bird knows itself that it has wings, it trusts itself, not the branch of not breaking. Does it make sense? Okay, so this whole thing, you have to trust yourself, you have to trust your ability to make money rather than actually where the money is coming from. But majority of the people are stuck in their mind about how money works, what they're allowed to make, how much they're allowed to keep, and therefore they're stuck in this kind of pattern which actually doesn't change over a large period of time. And this is what we need to break. But the first point you need to understand is there is a pattern. You do have a mindset, and this is the first point. You have to recognize it first. Once you recognize what is your mindset, how do you think about money, how do you view money, it can change. Things can change. Absolutely they can. But first you have to recognize what the problem is. You can recognize where you are, and then you know where to move. Okay, once you worked out where you are, so once you worked out you're in Manchester, you can work out a way to get to Birmingham or to London or to New York, right? Simple as that, right? Okay, so that's the first thing you need to understand, that there is a set of programming in your mind, in your subconscious mind, that was done for you, not by you, for you by your primary caregivers, which will most likely be your mother, your dad, your mum, your dad, your uncle, your aunt, anybody who looked after you around that period, okay? So how they view money, how they did money, how they dealt with money is pretty much how you're doing money now. And I would like you to step back and actually think about this for yourself for a moment before I go into more details, okay? If you think about it, the amount of money that your parents made, okay, you might be making more money than that, but the amount of liquid cash you have in your hand is, I'm willing to bet, it's pretty much similar to what they had. The amount of, the kind of lifestyle they led is pretty similar to your lifestyle. It may be making more in terms of dollar amounts, and they made $100, you may be making $1,000. That doesn't make a difference. But the kind of lifestyle they led is going to be very similar to the kind of lifestyle you're leading at the moment. Obviously, with the few more communities, we have iPhones and so forth, right? This is really, really important for you to understand. This is key. This is absolute key for you to actually recognize this first. Now, what is the definition given by books about money mindset? And I can put it in. I just gave you layman terms. I'm going to give you my definition now. What I've written, which would be in my book, my upcoming book, and it states, it's the habitual mental attitude that determines how you interpret, decide, and ultimately respond to situations, whether that's mindset is appropriate and resourceful or not. Okay, it's your habitual way of thinking how things work. So we need to respond this way, you need to react that way, I need to do this, and this is how you actually react to your situations or respond. Okay, so an unexpected bill comes along, or unexpected money comes along. How do you respond to it? Okay, you have a certain amount of money. You will go for another job. You have another business. You want to open another business. How do you respond to when it comes to money situation? Is your money mindset? Are we understanding this point, by the way? So give me a thumbs up. Tell me if you guys are understanding this basic definition. Aloha! Hi, Nasreen, my lovely. How are you? How are you, gorgeous? Sorry, I was looking at the comments before. Okay, awesome. Tell me, give me a thumbs up and think if you understood what I mean by. So I've tried to keep it as simple as possible in terms of what I mean by money mindset, and what I mean, why it's so important, and why we need to go forward. Because I want to go on to talk about the 4 money mindsets that everybody falls into. Okay, at any given moment in time, you will fall into one of these 4 money mindsets. You either be in the money mindset, that particular mindset, or you'll be transitioning from one to the other. Okay, so let me repeat that. At any given moment in time, you will be in either one of these 4 money mindsets, or you'll be transitioning from one to the other. Now, I'll cover this extensively in my larger masterclasses, but I thought this is such an important topic that it actually values its own life, and that's what I've done it. So you guys understand. Awesome. Thank you for my thumbs up. Awesome. So let's carry on. And I want to keep this live short as well, because I'm still giving my voice as much rest as possible. Awesome. Okay, fabulous. All right. So then this leads into the conclusion, what are the 4 money mindsets? Okay. The very first one, let's talk about the very first one, is poor debt money mindset. The second one is break even. Third one is comfortable. And the fourth one is rich. Let me repeat those. So the very first one would be the poor or debt money mindset. The second one is break even. Third one is comfortable. And the fourth mindset is rich. Now, people like Oprah Winfrey and Richard Branson and Sir Alan Sugar, people like them, where do they fall? Of course, they fall in the rich money mindset. Okay. The beauty of this is once you've expanded your vision, expanded your idea of what's possible for you, and you get into the fourth, you get into the rich money mindset or comfortable mindset, once you get to that end, you'll never fall back. So once you've expanded the horizons, once you opened up your mind to what's possible for you, you can never go back. That is the beauty of how your mind works. It's such a fascinating and amazing way how your brain, how your mind works. Once you've increased to the next level, you can never fall back. You may end up having situations where you have to challenge with money, or some things come up, or something comes up because of the way how you're operating life, or how you're making certain choices. But you will always get back onto the next part. You'll find ways to get to the level where you were. If you were break even or comfortable or rich, if you were rich, you'll make sure you get back to being rich. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Shaz, hi Shaz, my lovely, how are you? Okay, so that's one thing. Then let's go in detail and let me give you definitions of what I mean by each. So who is in the debt? Okay, so let's talk about the first money mindset. Now, these people who are in debt. Now, these people are driven to borrow and spend. Okay, these people are driven to borrow and spend. They've spent some or all of the money by the time they get it. So these are people who are living hand to mouth. So by the time money comes in at the end of the month, they've already allocated and spent all of the money. All of the money is gone. Okay, they're going to do this and this and this and this and this and this and this. Okay, and they've actually borrowed the money as well. So all these payday loans situations are coming up, and gosh, those payday loans are atrocious. Have you seen the I mean, I don't know that the interest rates they charge is something like 400% or 500% or 1,000%, something ridiculous. There's something absolutely atrocious. These payday loans are honestly horrible. So that's the mentality unfortunately for people, somebody who is in the debt mindset. They never make enough. And whatever they have, they spend, and they're always struggling with actually. And this can. And now I want to clarify something. Somebody could be making $1,000 or £1,000 a month, and be in the break even mindset, and somebody else can be making £2,000 a month and be in a debt mindset. Now that's powerful to know. The amount of money you make does not determine which mindset you have. Let me repeat that. The amount of money you make does not determine your mindset. Your mindset determines how much money you make and keep. Okay, so somebody who is in the poor money mindset will not be making will not allow themselves to make a more than a certain amount of money. But there's other factors as well. But if you are, as I'm going to talk about the other mindsets, depending on which mindset you fall into, regardless how much money you make, you save, you allocate, you make a budget, you do things. Okay, your mindset does not determine the amount of money you make. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Does it make sense, guys? Okay. In terms of, sorry, what did I say? No, the amount of money does not determine the mindset you have. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. The amount of money you make does not determine which category you fall in. Okay, because somebody could be making £1,000 and would allocate the money. So, okay, 500 for my bills and my mortgage or rent or whatever, £100 to my savings and da. Somebody else could be making £2,000, and this I found a lot with my middle class clients. So a lot of my clients are professionals, accountants, lawyers, doctors, whatever, you name it, right? These people tend to make a lot of money and tend to be in a lot of debt. I was one of them. So at this, I had the poor money mindset before, and I literally have started from the beginning, haven't I? And I would make. I remember making at one particular time when I was making 6 figures in my legal career. At the same time, I had 5. I think it was five credit cards, and I was in I think about £70,000 in debt. How? And I was only 20 something. Like seriously, dude. Like, how did I do that? Right? But that's what it means, okay? This is what happens. So when you have that mindset, regardless of how much money is coming in, it's not staying. So that's the first mindset. How many people over here I can identify with being in the first money mindset, in the poor money mindset, okay? So that tends to be, and these people also, I mean, this all, it's also it tends to be people who believe they can't make money. So a lot of people who are on social welfare and other things do fall into this category also. Okay, so next one. The next one is break even. Okay, majority of the people fall into this category when what they make is enough. So these people often have they have the expenses and they spend the rest. So they as soon as money comes in, they spend it first on the bills, on all the necessary things, and whatever's remaining gets spent. Khalas. They'll find if these are the people who unexpected money turns up, they'll manifest an expense to go with it. So unexpectedly, the grandmother gives them £3,000. A bill comes up or something else comes up, which takes away the $3,000 or pounds. So this is the second money mindset, where you break even. Okay, they spend on essentials first, but then anything that's remaining gets spent on other variables, and there's always other variables. Okay, and savings are for specific items only. Okay, for example, they may be putting money aside for a holiday, maybe putting money aside for a rainy day. And by the way, when you save for a rainy day, I never save for a rainy day. When you save for a rainy day appears, because by nature of law of attraction, you're attracting something bad to happen, and a rainy day appears and you end up spending the money. So I never save for a rainy day. Okay, that's break even. That's mindset number 2. Let's go to mindset number 3, which is comfortable. Okay, now people who are comfortable are driven to save. Okay, they're driven to save. Now, when they get money, they initially save a proportion and live on the rest. Okay, these people tend to have a large savings. Now, I know people who've done this who have had very modest earnings. I knew a family who I think the husband was the main earner, and I think the wife did a little bit part-time work, and he was working in a post office. He did quite large hours, but I think he was earning something like, I don't know, about maybe 40,000-50,000. It wasn't a huge amount of income, and she bought in maybe another 5 or 10. So combined household income wasn't more than £60,000 annually. Okay, but they were driven to save. So they would be they would be tight with the money, as we say. Every penny would be saved. And they didn't go on holidays, anything. They just saved up on everything, and they bought the house, and they bought the second house, and that's how they lived. And they're comfortable. Now they can't think of how to the idea of making money was just to have this house and the next house, and that's comfortable, and one for themselves and one for their retirement or whatever. But they can't think of expanding their income more. But still, they're very, very comfortable. Now, they had modest income. They had income less than me, but they were much better off. They had a better money mindset than me. Now, I'm not saying be tight. I'm not saying be stingy with money. At the same time, I do believe in valuing money. I do think you should be frugal with money. You know, you should be, rather than frivolous, you should actually think, can this make me profit or not? Unfortunately, I didn't need them in my younger years. So that's something. Hi, Tiffany. So the people who fall into category number 3 are comfortable. Any money they get, portion of it goes towards the savings. They tend to have really large savings. They live very modestly, very, very modestly. Sometimes maybe in the later years, they may have some comforts. They may go and get a nicer car, maybe upgrade their car a little bit. But they generally tend to have, most of the money goes into savings, and they're comfortable. They're very, very comfortable. Okay. The idea of not having money actually scares them a lot. Okay, I have a client who does this as well. She has a certain amount of money in a bank account, and it's in savings. And if any time it falls below it, and it's not small amounts, it's not like 100,000 or 200,000, something like that, and it falls below it, she goes a bit crazy, like, oh my god, money, I'm losing money now. Okay, these people are that kind of mentality. Now, the last category is rich mentality. Those who run on rich money mindset focus on adding value and leveraging resources. They see resources all around them, and such as time, money, skills, or technology, and are driven to leverage them. So these are people like Richard Branson, who would start, a media company, a records company, had no idea how to make music, has no idea how to do all of that, but went and hired people to do it. Or he started his airline. He didn't know how to run an airplane. He didn't need to. He went and hired pilots and engineers and so forth. That's the kind of mentality they have. Okay, they look around them and think, okay, the resources are all around. What can I do? How can I leverage it? How can I, instead of making £10, how can I make £1,000 at the same time? We all have 24 hours. They work out how they can make more from the 24 hours than the average person does. That is having a rich money mindset. Okay, and you can start anywhere. And then you can always get to the rich money mindset. Absolutely, it's possible for anywhere. And by the way, you don't really have to go through each of these. Most likely, if you're at the beginning, you'll do a slight jump. So you'll do a slight jump from there to get to there'll be a slight jump from there to the next one, which is a break even. And maybe temporarily you may be in the comfortable zone as well, but you can very very quickly get to the rich money mindset. It's absolutely possible. Hi, Tiffany Suham. It's absolutely possible. You can get to the 4th mindset very quickly. And the beauty is, once you are in the 4th mindset, when you are in the rich money mindset, when you actually recognize the fact and accept it, that it's possible for you, that the resources are available for you, that you have the time, you have the talent, you have access to talents and abilities to be able to do whatever you want to do and leverage it. So you can leverage somebody else's time. For example, I can't do everything myself. And I don't like doing technical stuff. I'm not a very techie person. So I've got a VA who deals with my funnels, who's dealing with my click funnels and stuff like that. I have another VA who's going to be working on my other podcasting things. I've hired somebody to work on my Facebook ads, things like that. You can leverage it out. Okay, that's when you start thinking, okay, I have 24 hours. What can I do? When you focus solely focus on revenue generating, activities. So my focus is, I think I might do this live next week actually, on how to make money. Literally, how do you make money? Because everybody has the same 24 hours, and this is something that I had to learn myself, because I've been a jack of all trades. I've been doing everything in myself, because solopreneurs initially do everything yourself. So now I'm slowly delegating my tasks, thinking, okay, now I want to become rich. I don't want to be comfortable. I am at the moment. I will be classified as being comfortable. I want to be rich. I want to be a multi-millionaire. I'm a millionaire, with the stuff I have, but I want to be a multi-millionaire. And for that, I need to step up. I need to step up my game. For that, I need to tap into resources around me, which is get somebody else to do the tasks, that I can't do. Get somebody else to do something else that I don't want to do, and leverage their time and their knowledge and their know-how and build my business. Okay, that is having the rich money mindset. When you're able to do that, And once you get into that mindset, you will never turn back. So, for example, I mean, I'm doing something recently with Russell Brunson in one of his programs, and he talks about how, you know, he sent an email out to all the people who in this 2 Comma Club. And 2 Comma Club, by the way, is people who've made $1 million on one funnel. And he sent an email out to all his 2 Comma Club people, which I think there are about 150 people out there in there. And he said, if everyone's taken away, if everything you had was taken away, and you had to start from scratch, how would you make your first million? And 30 people replied back, and they told if they lost all their email list, if all those people lost their contacts, everything, how would they start, and how would they gain the $1 million again within 1 year? And it blew my mind, thinking, my God, actually, that is so true. And that is, hi, Linda, that is exactly what I mean by money mindset. When you have the rich money mindset, you know you are the talented, you have the ability, you have everything, you can do this, and therefore you are no longer reliant on the resources, you're no longer reliant on your circumstances, you're no longer relying on people to help you build your business or build your life or build you forward. You are responsible for your own life, for your own results, for your own resources, and you can create resource. And that is the beauty of having this mindset. Now, my advice to each and every one of you who's watching this or watching this on replay, I would advise you to have an aim that you're going to get to the rich money mindset. You're going to sit and actually really be honest with yourself and think, okay, from these 4 money mindsets that Gull just described, where do I fall? Where exactly do I fall? And how do I get from there to the richer money mindset? How do I get to the thinking about all the resources that is possible for me? How do I get to the point where I can actually have and create and make and do anything? Because money, by the way, is easy and comes to everybody. It has no judgments. It has no ideas of, who it's going to go to, good, bad, fat, ugly, tall, short. It has no judgments at all. It's not a judgment at all. It's entirely up to you in terms of what it is, and what the amount you're going to allow. And the amount you're going to allow to flow to you. I recently had a client who, and I've shared it in there as well, where she's cleared $150,000 worth of debt. Okay, that is a phenomenal amount. But it can happen like this: when you change your mind, when you change your thinking, it can shift like that. It can shift like that. But you have to be ready and willing to shift your mind, because remember, your internal mind, your internal world reflects your outer world. Okay, your inner world reflects your outer world. It's not the other way around. So your outer world can change when you change your inner world. But first point for you, before you can change your inner world, you need to recognize where you are. You need to see, okay, where am I starting point from? What am I doing at the moment? And recognize it. Don't judge yourself. Do not judge yourself. Say, okay, this is where I am. That's where I need to go. Okay, let's do it. Does it make sense, guys? Does it make sense? Okay, so that's the end of today's short. It was a short and succinct live. I hope you guys found it useful. Tell me, does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions? And for those who are watching the replay, please do put that hashtag replay so I know if you've watched it. But tell me, what do does anybody have any questions about today's live? And I hope I spoke fast, not fast enough, not too fast, so you guys understood what I'm saying. But I passionately believe in that every single one of you should be aiming to have a rich money mindset. It doesn't matter if you want to have 100,000 in your bank, or 200,000, or 200 million, or 2,000 million in your bank account. That's irrelevant to me. Absolutely relevant to me. I want you to have the freedom to think that you have the possibility, you have the capability, you have the talent and the ability to have that kind of life that you can have. Money can come to you easily and effortlessly, and it can come to you. And one of the things that I've learned from Bob Proctor, and I always give credit where I can, so one of the things I learned from Bob Proctor was, I'm so happy and grateful that money comes to me through multiple sources in increasing quantity on continuous basis. And I say that all the time. And this is what I want for each and every one of you. Barry says, great reminder. Thank you. You are very welcome, Barry. You are very welcome. Okay, my lovely. So I'm going to end today's live there. I hope to see you all next week. We will be doing this on a weekly basis. I will be doing another live next week. Another topic, another something else. I think next week I might actually do more focus on how I use my Sundays to plan and focus on money generating activities. I think I might do that for next week. Okay, and so apart from that, I'm going to love you and leave you and see you all next week, next Sunday, same time, 8 p.m. Bye for now. Bye.